Welcome to 5 Minutes of Momentum. These episodes are a short 5-minute burst of inspiration, motivation, and massive action. If you need that little kick up the butt to get things moving and to inspire you to take massive action, then every single Thursday I'll be sending you through a 5-minute episode to download, digest, and implement to finish your week off strong. Are you ready to get started? Let's go. Welcome to 5 Minutes of Momentum. Today I want to talk to you about navigating the messy middle. This is something that I feel like does not get talked about enough. There's this energy of the middle of scaling, right? Like this moment where you have all this stuff that comes to the surface. And I feel like I've been navigating a lot recently in this next stage of growth within my business. And it brings up all the fears, all the doubts, all the stuff. And if we don't have the tools in order to navigate the mindset upgrades, to navigate the emotional regulation, it can feel really hard. It can feel super challenging. It can feel like you're being stretched from inside out. It can feel like everything's coming at you from so many different directions. And I want to share with you a couple of things that I've been doing in order to help me move through things faster to get through to the other side, because it can feel very disheartening when things don't go to plan. It can feel like when you're in that messy middle, it's like one step forward, two steps back. All these different things rise to the surface and it challenges you on so many levels. And it's up to you about how you address it and how you approach it makes all the difference. So the first things first is like, what are the obstacles, the challenges that are arising for you? What are they here to teach you? I remember having a moment where I had been up like since 3 a.m. I'd been like, my brain was like running around in circles and had all these things and, navigating all these changes within my business and launching a new event and launching my book. Like all of this stuff is coming to the surface. And I recognized that there's some mindset work that I really needed to do. And at first I was avoiding it. I was focusing on just pushing through. I was like doing all the work. I recognized that I was like, my to-do list was so hectic and I've gotten to the point where I know I need another team member. Like when you're in that messy middle and you don't feel necessarily ready for this next step, but you know that something has to change because you feel so stretched thin, you feel like something's got to change, but you don't know what it is, like all of these things. And what we do to get through to the other side is doing the upgrade of your mindset and unpacking what you need to let go of in order for you to become the next level version of yourself. Because the reason why it feels so hard with where you're at is because there's so many unknowns that you are being stretched in places because you're doing things you've never done before, that you're asked, you're being called forward to do things you've never done before, right? And so whether that's stepping into new leadership, because if maybe you've gotten to the point where you're at capacity and you're like, I know I need to hire, whether you are, having to invest in something bigger in order to support your business, it could be systems, it could be programs, like it could be team, like there's so many elements there that it's about like, what do I do next? Where do I invest next? And I'm going to do a whole other podcast on like where to invest your income next as you start to grow, because I feel like that's something I actually did it in my mastermind recently and everyone found it really valuable. And so I wanted to do a podcast on that and I'll do that really soon. But how you support yourself through the messy middle is everything, because you do not want to give up before the breakthrough. We have moments where it feels like we're having a breakdown. And I remember talking to a client recently about this, and that's why I giggled, because I was like, this client, she's in this right now. And I was saying to her, like, it feels like everything is falling apart. But the reason why it's falling apart is because the old systems, the old ways of being, the way that you're showing up in your business previously only got you to where you are now. So what's going to get you to that next level is actually feels challenging because you are growing, you're needing to do things differently, you need to address what's working and what's not working. And it feels like you're having a breakdown. Now, this can be everything from like relationships, friendships, business models, parts of your business that don't feel aligned anymore. It could be the clients that you're working with. It could be like there's so many challenges that we come up against in that messy middle, that if we look at it as everything's falling to shit, or if we look at it like, oh, everything's just like terrible and I'm terrible, and we make it mean something negative about ourselves, we're missing the point, because there's a reason why things have to crumble before they can be built back up into this new way of being. And so the best way to support yourself through this is to pause. It is to rest, is to take space out of your business and do the mindset work. Don't ignore it. Don't avoid it. So I remember having a moment the other day in one of my meditations, and I was like, why is this still feeling really hard? I was like, this was part of my business that I was like, this is still feeling really bloody hard. Why do I feel like I have to push, push, push? And I was like, oh, there's something there that's causing me to feel like I have to push, that I believe that's the only way I'm going to get the result that I'm looking for. And when I meditated on it even further, and I did some journaling work and I did some exploration with my mindset, and obviously I have the skill set to do that because I'm a coach, so I know how to ask myself the right questions to unpack that. And I uncovered this belief system around ease not feeling safe because of the way that I've done business in the past, because of the model that I was modeled as a kid, because my parents were business owners, my dad was a farmer, everything was really bloody hard. And he showed me the hard and the struggle. And he also taught me that you have to work hard for what you want, right? And so I had this belief system of like, because we always have an opposite belief system in relation to what we believe. So when you have a belief system of like you have to work hard to earn money, sometimes the opposite of that is that then if you're not working hard, you don't deserve to receive, or that it's not okay to receive money if you haven't worked for it, right? And so we want to look at like, what is the belief systems that's causing you to hold on with clenched fists to the situation that you're in? And if things have to change, you have to change first. So addressing these belief systems, and for me, it was that belief system around things having to be hard, and that if it was easy, I didn't feel like I deserved it, or it felt unsafe, because I had all this evidence in the past of like when I worked and I struggled, that's where I got the result. But for me to step into this next level of overflow in my business, for me to step into this next level of expansion, I have to allow it to be easier. And I also have to recognize that if I keep trying to do it all myself, it's not going to get me anywhere. So I hope this is resonating with you. And one of the things that I'm not only doing for myself is like nervous system regulation is huge for me right now. Taking the time out of my business to make sure that I'm getting it back into alignment first before taking any action, because unaligned action is the push energy. It's a pushing, 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 the hustle, and it doesn't get us anywhere. And it also makes it feel even harder. But when you're in aligned action, things start to flow. And it's so fascinating how like when I have been doing this work recently, and how like the ticket sales have been going crazy for the Unstoppable Women event, and clients have been just rolling in, like beautiful dream aligned clients that are coming in, and not from me doing anything. And that's where I feel like we have to just unattach in this belief system that we have to struggle for us to do well. And so whatever it is for you, like do the work to unpack it, get the coach that you need the support with, or actually like this is what Her Expansion is all about. So when I've created Her Expansion, I'm not sure if you've heard about this yet, but I have a new program starting in a couple of weeks called Her Expansion, but the doors are closing really soon. So if you're hearing this on the 10th of April, make sure that you check the link in the show notes, because this is for the messy middle. So if you're in the messy middle, the Her Expansion is what I wish I had available to me, when I was going through the first messy middle last year. And so recognizing that it's definitely the deep mindset work. It's the shifting in your messaging. It's the shifting in the way that you're showing up and you're leading, how you're developing your confidence to be comfortable in this next phase of business and to be seen as the go-to person in your industry. And so there is strategy parts that need to change, but there's also the identity part. So we're going to be doing all the identity shifting work to support you into stepping into your expansion. So this is called Her Expansion. So check out the link in the show notes. If you want to know more, feel free to send me a message and we can talk more to see whether it's the right fit for you. But I'm literally creating the upgrades that you need in your identity and your strategy in order for you to step into your next level of expansion, of business, of success, of identity. And we're doing it in 6 weeks. So it's going to be like fast, but it's going to be intense. And I hate using the word intense. It's not going to be intense. It's going to be transformational. That's what I should say. Transformational in the way that it changes who you are being. This is everything. And I cannot wait to take my beautiful clients through this. So if you feel called to be a part of this, check out the link in the show notes. And other than that, I would absolutely implore you, please do not ignore the mindset work, because the reason why you feel like it's hard or why you feel like everything is crumbling is because of your perception of the way that you're looking at things. It is your mindset. It's the belief systems, the limiting belief systems that are causing you to feel that way in this change. You are evolving. Allow yourself to evolve. All right, lovely. Have an incredible day.